Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So we're going to be doing our attacks for today in the Crystal Crawler Primal Lord, but I'm first going to recap all the different top teams you can run, and to make it very clear, Atalanta is going to be your best option even if she is legendary or above. Not even needing legendary plus, not needing mythic plus, just legendary or above. You should run her because her teams are going to be the best, and just get her the overloaded charms and she's going to out damage basically any other team combo. It is just how crazy Atalanta actually is. Okay, however, if you do not have Atalanta at all, then is another option with Viperian, which basically Rickettsia came up with. So I'll begin by showing you those teams. Basically, if you do not have Atalanta at all, or maybe if you have her only at one copy, then it could potentially be better to run a Rickettsia team with Viperian, for example. So here's the first example of Rickettsia. This is the original formation, and it will be Faye's charms onto Marilee, Hugin's charms onto Viperian, because Faye has the same charms as Hugin, and then you have Smokey up front. And Viperian wants to have insight charms. Those are confirmed to be working, so I would probably stick to those. But probably sorcery charms would also work. Either way, this is basically the team lineup. And if you do not have Faye or you don't want to use Faye, there is an alternate version, which is going to be Rickettsia Sonya formation. And that is going to be, as you see here, Sonya buffing up Marilee and Hugin, and then Hugin in front of Viperian, and Smokey up front. Just make sure you have the mythic charms of Viperian. At least a quality bonus, but eventually try to also get the insight charms or sorcery charms. Those are the ones which are recommended, but these are basically the two teams if you have no Atalanta or maybe one copy Atalanta. But honestly speaking, even if I had one copy of Atalanta, I would try to get her the overloaded charms and see whether she's going to be working, because she doesn't need any skill upgrade. It's just for the stats. That is the only reason we want Ascension onto Atalanta, because more stats equals more damage. And the breakpoint right now seems to be around legendary, not even legendary plus, which is kind of crazy how low the breakpoint is. Okay, now if you do not have Marilee, a lot of people were asking this question, or like not a lot, but some people were asking this question, and you have Atalanta legendary above, but you don't have Marilee, then this is a very good team. Actually, this is a team which has just come out kind of today in terms of the testing, and is doing very well for people. Dragon Roar Artifact, Vala would want to have Reaper charms, but even before you get any Vala charms, even at red charms, this team is still very effective. You want to get the overloaded charms onto Atalanta, that is important, and then Hugin. Hugin Blast Charms, I mean, we've talked about this. I'll have it on the left column if you guys want to get those optimal charms. But really, Atalanta charms are the most important. So this team is very good. If you do not have Marilee, definitely you can swap her out for Vala if your Vala is built. And if you do not have Vala and you do not have Marilee both, then you can also even swap it for Sinbad. You can swap for Sinbad. However, I don't know. Honestly speaking, it seems like Vala is a better swap compared to Sinbad for the Marilee position, but you can definitely do this team as well with Sinbad. It will be fine. And you can try Core Forge, you can try Dragon Roar. Basically, you're going to see the teams. Some teams are saying Dragon Roar, some teams are saying Core Forge. Both are solid artifacts. Both are very close in damage output. So you can actually test with your optimal team and see which one is actually doing better for you. But do make sure you have the 30 faction talents of Lightbearer. That is really important, and that is going to make a big score difference if you don't have them. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Atalanta Marilee team combos. There are basically just two versions. One is going to be the Sonya version, Sonya buffing up Atalanta and Marilee, and Damon also buffing up Atalanta with Core Forge, although Dragon Roar is also very strong for this team. The other team option is going to be with Hugin, and that is not having Sonya buffing up Atalanta and Marilee, but instead having Hugin buff up the Atalanta, and overall also really increase your damage. So both of these teams are good. On average, I feel like the Sonya teams are doing a bit better, but you can again try both of these if you have these options available. So those are basically the recap of all of kind of the budget or free-to-play friendly teams. There is one final one, which is from Datran with Valara. Even though not many people are really talking about this team, when I did my attack with it, it got around the same score, and actually slightly higher score than like the best Sonya version of Cheeto's team that we showed earlier. So this is a very viable option as well, and I ran it with the Mystic Charms onto Valara. However, it is speculated that Blast Charms would be better on Valara. But of course, if you're running these heroes, make sure your Atalanta and Marilee charms are upgraded. And then finally, we have the pay-to-win team. the best performing pay to win team currently, which is going to be this team from Becky. You have the Core Forge spell onto Atalanta, Sonya buffing up Atalanta and Saida. You have Marilee on the other faction talent tile. So you have 3 major damage sources here, and Sonya to buff up 2 of them, and then you have Smokey for further buffing and some additional damage of his own. With the Core Forge, I want to do testing today, Core Forge versus Dragon Roar for this team. I'm going to do that. And in terms of charms, the optimal charms are going to be Marilee and Atalanta, the Liberian Marksman, with the overloaded charms are best for them. For Saida, Blast Charms. For Sonya, Arcane Charms, but Insight can also work for that skill power to increase her attack buff to your allies. And then Smokey, Sorcery, or Recovering. So we're going to go ahead and do our attacks with this team and see how it does. Because now, today, basically, I've gotten some upgrades. I've gotten all of my ideal charms on the entire team. We also have level boost compared to yesterday, and yesterday we hit 23.6 trillion damage. Today I'm hoping that we can hit 28 trillion damage or even higher than that, but I also want to try this team with the Dragon Roar artifact and see which one is actually doing better. I even want to do a bit of testing of having Sonya buffing up, you know, the 2 heroes in the back rather than the Saida, because here Sonya buffing up Saida. I just have a feeling that there could be a chance it could be a bit better. Sonya buffing up Marilee and Atalanta in the back. But overall, Lightbearer faction talents are just ridiculous this season, and that is definitely a major reason they're dominating this Primal Lord so hard. But it is honestly just crazy how this meta is for this Primal Lord, and honestly, it makes you want to kind of build up all sorts of heroes on your account, because you never know when in the future any hero could be relatively meta or important in a different mode. So look at this, right? We even break 28 trillion damage. 28.7 trillion damage. That is an insane score, considering the fact that we don't even have, like, honestly speaking, we do not have crazy upgrades on this account. Like, Atalanta is just Supreme plus 10 exclusive equipment. There are people with Paragon 4 plus 20 exclusive equipment Atalantas out there, and I think the highest score I've seen for today is around 30 trillion damage. Saida hit hard. Yeah, Saida did a lot of damage, that is for sure. And Marilee, she did decent damage, and then you have Smokey as well. So overall, definitely, I'm very proud of this score, and honestly, I was not expecting such a high score. Okay, well, now we're going to try Dragon Roar artifact with the same team. And then finally, I want to try the, changing the lineup. Maybe I'm going to begin with that. Beginning by changing the lineup to have the Saida up front and Sonya buffing up Marilee and Atalanta. I just want to see, what is the score difference going to be like? Is there going to be any advantage of doing this? No, it definitely is lower, because Saida is going to lose out on damage, but Marilee seems to be having around about the same damage. So I think this is not recommended. But let's go ahead and go back to that original formation, and let's give it a go with the Dragon Roar artifact, because you never know. And honestly, people are even thinking like Dragon Roar overall should be better for this team, because Core Forge, the problem is even Atalanta and Marilee, they both jump around a lot, so Atalanta is not getting maybe the full value of Core Forge, but Dragon Roar is a really solid artifact as well. So, okay, 27 trillion. So definitely, at least for this team, it is almost confirmed that Core Forge is the top option. I just wanted to do that additional testing just for you guys, and you guys can try the same thing. Basically, you can try these different arrangements, try Dragon Roar, try Core Forge, try Sonya buffing up maybe a different hero, try Hugin rather than Sonya. You can try all these different options, because we have plenty of time basically to experiment before we have the final days of the Primal Lord, and it's good if you figure everything out for you right now, and then you know what to run on those final days. But basically, guys, that's going to be it for this video. The Valid teams that we showed you, there is potential that they might get even better when the boss is below 50% health, but we're going to have to wait and see about that. But for right now, even the Valid teams are almost matching the score of Marilee, so you can run Valid in place of Marilee. That is a totally fine substitution. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Good luck with your runs today. If you have any other tips or input, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. But thanks for watching. If you guys are not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.